Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. We've had so much fun announcing a lot of new partners to the Integrity family. But today, this is a huge announcement that we're announcing a new leader joining the Integrity family. And I'm so excited to welcome Tess Grace as the new president of Integrity Life. Tess came to us from Mutual of Omaha, one of our key partners and one of our most long-standing and most valuable partnerships that we've ever had here at Integrity, where she led their life division and long-term care. And she joined Mutual of Omaha to really help them enter into the broader life space in a bigger way. And she was able to take them from $30 million of sales to almost $1 billion in sales over her career. And she's just been one of the most dynamic leaders in the entire insurance industry. And I'm so excited to now welcome her as a partner here at Integrity and our new leader of Integrity Life. Thanks so much for joining us, Tess.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
How exciting this is. I mean, whenever you and I started talking about this, and I said, look, we're looking for a leader to join us as the head of this newly created role of Integrity Life. And we'd gone kind of down this road with Ryan Kimball joining us and stepping up into that role on the health side, and has just done an incredible job. And I said, we need somebody who can come in and really help partner and work with all of our incredible partners to help them elevate in every way possible. But it's a complex deal because we're so large in simplified issue life and also so large in the fully underwritten traditional life products that it took somebody that really understood kind of both sides of the entire life market to come in. And I asked you, I said, do you know of anybody who could ever fill this role? And as we were talking, it was evident, like, I don't remember how I said it, but I was like, I think you're the only person who could do this. Why don't you do it? And you were like, Brian, I have a really amazing job right now. How excited are you, though, now to finally be on this side of the fence, leading what we've built here at Integrity and what you're going to help build going forward?
Well, I'm extremely honored, to be here. It's my very first day, and I'm super excited to be on this side of the house. I've never been here. I've always been with the carrier, and nothing I think is going to fulfill my career for the rest of my career like this position. And so I'm just very honored to be here. I'm excited to get started. As you said, I know a lot of the players on both the fully underwritten side and the simplified issue side, so I think that's going to help me get started. I know there's a lot of work to do, but I'm ready to go.
Well, we are too. And I say this a lot of times. I say we're just getting started in a lot of ways. And people kind of make fun of me because I say it so much. But I truly believe we're just getting started. I believe we're just getting started in a lot of our different offerings. Some of the things we're doing on the wealth side of the business, our health side of the business is going incredibly well. And then life insurance has been such a big part of what we've done here at Integrity. In fact, Integrity started out developing life insurance products and worked with your great company, your former great company, along those lines over 10 years ago. And so when I say we're just getting started, people give me a hard time because we've accomplished so much. It's funny, though, when you announce a new leader coming in, there's always kind of this mixed emotion of how are people going to respond. And to a person, everybody that I told about you joining the Integrity family was so excited and were like, that's the best move. I can't believe you were able to recruit her. And the other thing that they said is, man, we are just getting started, because for you to join us now and to see, like, we've accomplished a lot, but there's so much more for us to accomplish. I truly believe we are just getting started. Now, you worked with us as we were a customer effectively, and we did a lot together from that side. What were your thoughts about Integrity as you've seen us kind of continue to grow and expand and accomplish more, and then also be able to work with us from the carrier side?
Well, I was just remembering last week how we met, and that was, I don't know if you even remember this, but I came in just as the final expense product was being built at Mutual of Omaha. And I remember you and another partner talking with Randy and I in Venice when we were at a COE trip. And we were talking about final expense and how we were going to sell it and how we were going to grow. And since then, it just took off with the help of you and many others in helping us build that product and then get it to the street. So that was just phenomenal.
That was in 2012?
2012.
Yeah, I remember exactly where we were. Exactly. I remember all those. It was Andy Albright. We were talking, and Jim Henson,
Yep.
and we had worked really hard to develop that product with
Very
Mutual.
hard.
And you were coming in on that side of it. And I remember exactly where we were sitting and saying, like, here's what we're going to be able to accomplish. And then to fast forward, that's 11 years ago. And that product hasn't had any changes. It's only gotten better. And you guys, Mutual's become a leader in the entire final expense space as part of that. And one of our favorite carriers, period. But that's amazing.
Still in the year at a little over $110 million in just final expense sales.
That's incredible.
Which definitely a leader in the industry. So we want to keep that up with Mutual of Omaha for sure.
Absolutely. We want to continue to grow that. Yeah, I remember that whole trip and just the things that we were talking about. If we can get this right, we can accomplish so much. And then now to be sitting here with you later after your incredible career that you've had, whenever I said, you ought to join us, we're building something special, come see it. And I know whenever you and Paul, your husband, came out to see us, I know there was a little skepticism, like, okay, I'll be nice. I felt like you were like, I'll be nice to come see what you were talking about because I don't want to upset you. And then for us to all just be able to talk and to collaborate. And as you met a lot of our team members, everybody was like, this would be the most incredible hires. And I told you that day, we went through a list of people who we thought could kind of tick all the boxes that could work with the simplified issue side, could work with Tim Ash and the fully underwritten side, and you've worked with them on developing products, and you were the only one we could think of that was qualified. And I told you, you're the only person we're going to interview, which is probably not the best negotiating tactic. But look, we wanted to be honest because this was so important for us. And this has been my baby for so long that I needed to have a partner that could come in and help us grow it even faster than ever before.
Well, I appreciated everyone took time to really understand my background and what you've done, what I've done for the last 30 years. And that doesn't always happen when you're in your current position, right? To understand all of the different positions you've had at different companies, all the people that you know. And I think when you and I were talking and you were asking questions, we were both putting that together like, oh my gosh, I know Hubert Humphrey, I know Andy Albright, I know Tim Ash, and so that Sean Mike, and that just all came together. And certainly I think it was just a natural fit. And then coming in to visit, just the infectious culture that Integrity has. You always hear about it from other carriers or just from your partners, but until you walk in through the doors and you feel it from everybody on the team, having that same vision, the same strive to just getting started, it was amazing. And that feeling I just hadn't had in a very long time. And so I knew walking in here I wanted to be part of this team and just the great journey that we're going to be on. I'm just pleased to be a part of it.
That means so much to me. I believe our culture is what sets us apart in so many different ways. Our people, we're a business powered by people, and if we ever forget that, we're going to be out of business. And it's so important we have a great culture, and bringing in leaders that understand that is a huge part. It was also funny. I mean, this kind of recruitment process, just for everybody to understand, we didn't have a job description. You were like, well, what's your job description? I'm like, I don't know. I need somebody to come in here and help us partner with our incredible partners and help them grow faster. And then somebody said, well, can you send us your resume? And you're like, I don't have a resume.
Right.
I'm not looking for a job. And so I think the best relationships are the ones that happen truly organically like that. It's like,
Absolutely.
as you start looking at it going, man, this could be an amazing fit.
But that's what made it almost too appealing, right? Is that this job description wasn't built yet, and I love to build and I love to grow, and to your point, it's just getting started because it was just been built, and I get to grow into that. I get to make it my own, and I get to listen and have all of the partners and the wonderful people here in the office help me build it into what it needs to be.
Well, we have, and I'm completely biased, and that's fine, but I know I'm right on this. We have the best partners in the world. Our partners, some of them you've mentioned and a lot more, that are so committed to the mission that we've got here and the opportunity ahead of us. And they're so excited to have you join us and help lead this going forward. And as you think about how we want to holistically serve Americans with their life, health, and wealth, we think that there's just a noble cause to what we're building, and we're excited to get going in that way. Now,
I will say, without the Integrity partners, I wouldn't have been as successful as I was in my previous company. And they're exactly who got me right here today. So I can't thank them enough as well.
Wow. And vice versa. Without your leadership there, I don't think we would have seen that. And that's why our partnership with our carriers is so powerful. And this was one of those things that we wanted to make sure was done as respectful as possible in every way, so that we could even do more with not only Mutual but all of our other carriers as part of that as well. Now you've been in the industry for a long time. You started out as an agent, I believe, right?
No, I started out as a case manager at a mutual insurance company in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow. So what did a case manager do?
So I was a case manager for life and annuities. So back then, so I'm going to date myself, we used to have to manually assemble policies. So I actually, typed in all the information on a life insurance policy, and then I assembled all of the forms and everything together, and I put it in its cover, and I got it sent out.
Wow. And then you started, I tell people this a lot of times, that, as I started out writing in the field, door knocking, literally, it was, for me, just being able to see every aspect of the business has been one of the most valuable things I've ever been able to see, because it allows me, one, to empathize with others, but it also helps me understand, like, how can we improve that process? And for you, starting from the ground level and continuing to work your way up, I'm sure that gave you a better experience and helped you along your career in a huge way, because you know every part of the process of what it takes not only to sell a product, but also to fulfill that policy and to get that in the hands of the family.
Absolutely. So I went from operations for 10 years to marketing and then to sales. And so I do understand, and I think that lends to a lot of credibility when you're trying to build teams, because typically I will understand and have that empathy for what they're going through. And I can also say, you're not telling me anything I don't know. I walked in your shoes. I know I know what the job is. And again, I think that lends to the credibility of just building the team and having them trust you. Yeah. It builds a lot of trust.
Well, there's always this natural tension, it seems like, with sales and operations, because the sales guys and gals want to get it done. They just want to sell at all costs. The operations teams are like, well, we have to actually fulfill these obligations we just agreed to. So that combination is super rare. And I certainly believe that it's one of the reasons you're so successful. Now, you didn't start out in insurance. There's a little known fact about you that I thought was interesting. You started out, your first job was in McDonald's.
It was. So I grew up in a small town in Ohio. And through high school and college, I worked at McDonald's. And I always lend credit to it for maybe being my first cross-selling opportunity, because I always asked them to take a cherry or an apple pie at the end of every order. That was mandated by McDonald's. So I considered that cross-selling when they said yes. I was like,
dude,
look.
I haven't been to McDonald's lately. The cherry pies.
Do
they still have them?
They do. They're good.
Oh my God.
They were my favorite.
So
I had to stop eating them, though.
Those are legit. They're so amazing. The fries at McDonald's as well are about as good as they come. But back to McDonald's, I mean, that's an example of being, they systematized the process
100%,
so that they could go and serve more.
And do your upsell.
We were just out of town, and we drove by McDonald's, and it said 99 billion served. Mm-hmm. And my son Asher, he was like, 99 billion. They've served 99 billion people. Think about how many people they've actually served. And I bet the reason that they don't have 100 billion is because it only had 2 spaces on there for how many people to serve. But that's just incredible that they've been able to do that. Now, I heard your son also worked at McDonald's. You got him started there.
He did. He probably made more money in one sitting than I made in my entire 6 years of working there. But he was a child actor, so he did a lot of commercials, and one of them was McDonald's. So.
Oh, he did a McDonald's commercial.
Yes.
He's such a good-looking kid. Now he's got a really cool job. You should tell people.
He does. He works for E&J Gallo, and he is in sales and marketing for the High Noon Seltzer that they own.
High Noon, and
I tried the peach. It is amazing.
The peach High Noon. If anybody needs a recommendation for an alcoholic beverage, the peach High Noon. Listen, the black cherry's good. I like them all.
They're good.
The peach one is legit. And those when you were we were talking when he was interviewing, because he was looking at getting an insurance.
He was.
Or getting an going to alcohol and EJ Gallo. And I remember we were talking. You were like, what do you think you ought to do? You ought to talk to him. And I was like, he should definitely go to EJ Gallo.
Yes.
And put in his time there because he can always translate
100%.
that to.
I think he was
to
nervous
integrity.
about telling me this too, but he just said, "Mom, I really think I should do this. So it's a younger crowd. It's pretty cool. I get to go to the beach."
It's an amazing job.
Okay, great.
Like that sounds like a way better job than most people are coming out of college getting.
Absolutely.
I might
Absolutely.
like that job one day. Well, it's been so fun to see you join us. We also have a number of amazing women leaders here at Integrity. Half of our exec team are female. Over 63% of our employees are female. Interesting stat that most people think this is a male-dominated industry, and you might say it is, but 46% of our agents and advisors are female, which is really incredible. And so
It's come a long way.
what advice, it has come along, listen, over half
In
of our customers-
1992, it was about 90% male dominated for sure.
It's amazing how far and how fast this has come. What advice would you have to give to an aspiring person looking at this industry? Look, Paul aside, we should tell him to go work for EJ Gallo and sell high noon. I would like a discount. And then, but other people, like, what would you say about this industry that why they should join, whether it's female or male?
Well, I think this industry is always evolving, and women bring just unique perspectives to the industry. They are using, different organizational approaches. They have great ideas. I think as I've grown up in the industry, I've just been very lucky. I've been lucky to have some great mentors, both female and male. I have never felt like I've been held back because I was a female. I say this all the time. The only job I ever really lost was to a female. And then 6 months later, she didn't like the job, so I got it anyway. So I really don't have one of those stories to tell other than to tell women to stay focused, to work hard. And there's going to be some hurdles. There always is in everybody's career. Just don't be that hurdle yourself. Don't think that you can't do something. Just always be positive and go for what you want.
Look, I think that's for anybody. That's a great example for everybody. And just this opportunity, I say this all the time, especially for young people. And some of our incredible businesses like Family First Life, PHP, HGI, North American Senior Benefits, Equus, the Alliance, I could just keep going, are bringing in so many young, dynamic leaders into this business. And some of them, the average age of that group is in their early 30s. And I think that this is one of those industries that we need to do a better job as an industry promoting the noble cause of this and the virtuous cycle that everybody wins in this business. And that what we do truly matters. And I know you've been really passionate about that, of helping people understand, like, man, this industry, like what we do, you think about the hundreds of millions of dollars in premium that you guys have sold in your previous role, but think about the billions of dollars in life and benefits that we've paid out, and the impact that that's had on people is incredible.
Well, in this industry, it's so old that, when younger individuals are coming in or women are coming in, you have to be open to all of those different perspectives and ideas. I actually feed off of the energy of some of the younger employees coming into the business. But again, if you're not open to the change, then they're not going to stay.
Yeah. If you're not changing, you're dying.
100%.
Right? You've got to be involved in every way. Now, I had the chance to introduce you to Steve Young. I know you're a big football fan.
I am.
And you're also a 49ers fan and Chargers.
Yeah, I am.
So which one is bigger for you, 49ers or Chargers?
So I grew up with the 49ers.
Yep.
So even though I grew up in Ohio, enough said about the Bengals and the Browns. I was a 49ers fan from the time I saw the 82 Super Bowl with the 49ers and the Bengals playing.
Really? What was funny is whenever I said, hey, I want you to come and meet Steve at this event, you were like, I'm more of a Joe Montana fan.
So in my defense, he wasn't playing in 1982.
That's true.
But when Joe Montana left and Steve Young came in, I never wavered in my loyalty to the 49ers. So I still liked him too. It's just that I started off with Joe Montana.
Steve is one of the greatest humans ever. Like, he's one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. And so I know he's excited about this as well. Now, I heard you're really big into fantasy football too.
I am 2-0 as of tonight.
So I've never played fantasy football in my life ever until this year. And my 8-year-old was like, Dad, I want to start a fantasy football league. So we started a fantasy football league, and I suck. Like, there's no other word of it. I'm 0-2.
Okay.
I was just going to check.
I'm sorry. I've been playing since 2004, and I seem to win the Super Bowl every 10 years. So I won the first one in 2004. I won again in 2014. So really next year is my year, but I am having a good start for sure.
So we did it to where we brought in the kids, Asher and Shiloh, and their friends.
Okay.
And then me and another dad joined in.
So you're losing to 8-year-olds? Is that what you said?
I didn't know how to set up the teams. So I called one of my best friends, Corey, and I said, hey, bro, we're going to have a draft tonight, and we don't even know how to set it up. Can you please come over? And thank God he came. We should have called you, because he actually helped us go through it all, and it was so stressful.
Which app are you using?
I'm using ESPN.
Okay.
I got destroyed again by like an 8-year-old. And I don't know what's
well,
going
I'm sorry. I can help you out later.
I got the Eagles defense, and the Eagles defense wasn't that great.
Not great yesterday.
My son got the Cowboys defense.
They were great.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Both weeks.
Yeah, I've got some good players. I'm not playing them very well. I didn't even look. I had 2 players this week. I guess were injured, and I'm not keeping up with it enough. So
yeah, that'll hurt you right there. Yes.
Pointers. I was like, why didn't they do anything? They were like, they were out. So I need to work on that for sure. Well, speaking of this opportunity, if you think about the next 5 years, so I kind of think about these things over, my goal, and we just had a board meeting, I told our board, we are building this business for the next 50 years. And one of the reasons is, I would be like 98 by that time. So I'm not going to be here, and really trying to build something for the next generation, right? There'll be different iterations, whether that's, new partners coming in, new investors, public offering, whatever all that is, will take care of itself. But my goal is, how do you build a business that we can all look back on and go, man, that was an incredible business. And we did some amazing things by including all of our employees in employee ownership, by creating so much of a partnership aspect, by creating an amazing culture that gives back in so many different ways. If you fast forward 5 years from now, and we look back and we're looking, I'm better at fantasy football maybe by then, and we look back, what do you want us to look like on the life side? How would you say, listen, this could be a good framework for us going forward?
I guess what I'd like to do first is just to sit, listen to the partners, listen to everyone I'm working with here, see what needs to be prioritized, what needs to be done first, what should we work on first. And in 5 years from now, hopefully that's all built, and we're part of the success story that we're going to leave to our children and our grandchildren and beyond. So just really trying to take it all in first, which is what I usually do. And I do a lot of listening, and then I build the strategy from there.
Well, and if you think about all of the technology that we're investing in, and some of the things,
which is amazing.
We've shown you, like Ask Integrity and some of the incredible things. Our goal is now to take that into the life side, and very shortly, as a big part of that, you'll be able to help us really build with our great partners' help. If you think about all the integration of that going forward, and being able to lead out in technology like we do on the Medicare side, do that same thing on life, annuities, wealth, and other parts of our business. And then the opportunity, just like in McDonald's, how they systematized adding on to different things and helping people with cross-selling and things. Yeah, I don't know that they train it as this is a cross-sell, but you need to add on a cherry pie or an apple pie every time. The opportunity for us, when I say we're just getting started, I don't believe that we've even scratched the surface of our overall potential. And now by bringing in a leader like yourself to help us along that mission, this is also a great example of another amazing leader believing that and saying, look, we are just getting started. If we start doing these, if we connect a few dots here, the amount of people that we can serve is unlimited, I truly believe. And so I want to say thank you on behalf of all the partners, on behalf of all of our team. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for being here on your first day. Thank you for believing in our mission that we want to do something that's never been done before and serve people more holistically than ever before than they could ever get on their own. And this next 50 years, and just kind of laying out that framework of saying, let's build this for the long term, I think that we will have such a positive impact on society and serve so many people, give them the peace of mind. And we can't do that without great leaders. And so from the bottom of our heart, thank you for joining us. I know that
Thank you for asking me to join.
Well, listen, I know it's a big risk. You weren't looking for a job. We love where you came from, and we love where we're going. And so we need your help. And so thank you on behalf of all of us. I know everybody here would say the same. So
thank you very much,
excited to be
Brian.
your partner. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're as excited to welcome Tess to the Integrity family as I am. This is such a rare opportunity to bring in such a well-known leader, such an accomplished leader, and a leader who really sees this opportunity of just getting started and serving more people and is ready to roll her sleeves up alongside all of us to help us go and accomplish that mission. So I can't wait to see where we go from here. I hope everybody has an incredible week, and I hope you can welcome Tess to the Integrity family just like we all are here. So please send her a note and say welcome as well. So God bless you all. Take care and have a great week.